Hey tabletop fans, Happy New Year. So today we're going to run through 4 quick things. The first is tabletop RPGs in 2023, so news, releases, events, that sort of thing. The second is this channel, how we did in 2023, our most liked videos, our most disliked videos. Third, we're going to talk about non-RPG tabletop games. A lot of those that we've covered on this channel, just a couple of them, some things that we've played. And then the fourth thing we're going to talk about is our plans for 2024. So as every tabletop RPG fan knows, 2023 started off with the OGL controversy. It helped a lot of other tabletop RPGs besides Dungeons & Dragons, but it did hurt Dungeons & Dragons and Wizards of the Coast in general. Wizards of the Coast did not do themselves any favors in 2023. They went on to have a total of 4 scandals or controversies throughout the year. They did, however, put out 6 new books for Dungeons & Dragons. Additionally, Honor Among Thieves, the D&D movie, released in March of 2023. And although it did lose money, it was a success. Most people liked it. It got generally positive reviews. In August of 2023, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, which was a massive success. By many standards, it is the video game of the year. And then in December of 2023, the Minecraft Dungeons & Dragons mashup was released. It does have very positive reviews. Unfortunately, it is only available on Xbox and PC, so not PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch. I know CL and I are very disappointed, right CL? So in addition to these releases, WizKids released 4 different Icons of the Realm sets for Dungeons & Dragons this year. Dragonlance was a huge success. The other 3 were questionable. And then looking at the 6 books that Dungeons & Dragons put out this year, they put out Tyranny of Dragons in January of 2023, which had positive reviews overall. Keys from the Golden Vault, which had a lot of standalone modules or standalone adventures that people could play. You could link it together as a series. Didn't sell that well, but overall a decent book. Then Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants was released August 15th of 2023. And this one was kind of mired in controversy as AI art was believed to be used in this book. Then Phandelver and Below the Shattered Obelisk in September of 2023. Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse, October of 2023. And then The Book of Many Things, November of 2023, which I have not seen yet, but I've heard is really good. So in terms of the scandals Wizards found themselves in 2023, of course, we started off with the OGL scandal, or controversy. Then later in February of 2023, Dungeons & Dragons found themselves mired in controversy again after making some racial comments. Later in August of 2023, when Glory of the Giants came out, they were accused of using AI art over some of the art put out by their artists. And then recently, of course, December of 2023, I believe 2 weeks before Christmas, Hasbro laid off around 1,100 employees, or announced the laying off of 1,100 employees. Now, at first, I kind of wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt because Hasbro had a rough year in general, mostly due to Disney IP with toys, some of the Star Wars stuff not doing so well, and Disney in general taking a very large downturn in 2023, boycotts of Disney and things of that nature. But then come to find out, overall, Hasbro as a company was profitable, yet they laid off not only people involved in these areas, these failing areas, but also people who do work for Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering. Taking a look at some of the people that were laid off was probably where most of the offense came in. So just as an example, Mike Merles, who was the lead designer for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, was laid off. Now, taking a look at Savage Worlds, this system saw massive success in 2023. Unfortunately, all the copies of Suede sold out early in the year with the OGL debacle. Everybody was looking for Savage Worlds Adventures Edition, a hard copy, and they ended up on back order up to 6 months out. Once a lot of people learned that they could go out and buy the deluxe edition for as low as $3 online, that kind of took over. And people started migrating to their older edition, which in my opinion, if you've seen some of my videos, maybe a controversial take here, but I like the older edition better to begin with. But a lot of people started buying the older edition, and now that the new edition is back in stock, it's not seeing that many sales. Additionally, Savage Worlds did have 3 new printings in 2022, 3 new modules released, and then you saw some modules come out for Suede in 2021, some popular ones like Deadlands, but in 2023, they had 0 releases. So this was probably the wrong year to have that happen. Taking a look at Pathfinder 2e, they saw massive success this year. They had tons of releases. I'm going to post a link below because it's a little bit confusing. I can't even tell what are modules, what are adventures in some cases. I know some of the more popular ones, but they released a whole lot in 2023, and they do have a whole lot planned for 2024. They are really taking this opportunity and have expanded their IP. I'm a huge fan of the IP. I am not a big fan of 2e, the core rulebook. However, they are releasing a dumbed down beginner's box in January of 2024. So this might see some success versus what some people feel is a little bit of an overcomplicated rulebook with Pathfinder 2e. Another game we've reviewed on this channel, Dungeon Crawl Classics, had a massive year. A lot of people tried this game out for the first time, myself included. Got my non-standard dice set right here, Christmas present. They had at least 4 releases this year, one for the Dying Earth setting, which I guess has been massively popular. Sorry, I'm not an expert on this system. Would like to play more in 2024. It does seem pretty cool, and I would encourage people to check it out. I personally do not have a hard copy of Dungeon Crawl Classic. I just have the PDF, and that is kind of something that probably is, a deterrent, but we'll look into getting a hard copy this year. Additionally, 2023, largely due to the OGL debacle, was a large year for new RPGs coming out and some big new announcements. So there is a Walking Dead RPG that came out, which was rated among the most popular third-party or new RPGs to hit the scene this year. Additionally, it has not hit yet, but massive success on Kickstarter. There is a Monty Python RPG coming out. It is Monty Python's Cocurricular Medieval Reenactment program. So it was supposed to be released at the end of this year, did not come out in December as planned. It is coming out next year, but a lot of hype around this game. Another one that was supposed to come out this year that did not, coming out in 2024, Gloomhaven released their own RPG, and a lot of people are pretty excited about this one. Would also like to call out that I've been working, kind of consulting on a RPG system called Sigma that is probably going to come out more in 2025. I've been doing more of the math side of things for the system, trying to just point out some things that I don't like about other systems and that sort of thing, and we'll probably be demoing some of that this year. Now, taking a look at the channel for 2023, I do want to thank everybody who is a subscriber. We did gain over 300 subscribers this year. We put out 60 videos, 60 non-short videos, and then a couple shorts as well. Just kind of looking at those videos, our top 2 videos were actually ones kind of don't really count because one is the channel trailer. So anybody who comes to the channel is going to see that. And then the second one that got a lot is when we put out an add-on, which was for the March PvP tournament. Now, short story here, but originally that went by a different name, but I actually received a letter from the NCAA for using a term I'm not allowed to use, so we went with March PvP tournament instead. Something as small as this channel, got a letter just over that. That was a lot of fun though. Kind of if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It is kind of shows some nuance in combat, and I actually learned a lot about Dungeons and Dragons I didn't previously know. But looking at our top 5 videos in terms of views for the year, we're going to start off at number 5. 5 changes to Savage Worlds Adventure Edition we don't like. So this saw a lot of success. I think there's a lot of Savage Worlds fans out there. Going to continue to do more Savage Worlds videos next year. At number 4, we had Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen full booster brick unboxing. Now this was a little bit unique in that it was a full booster box. The kids really enjoy doing the booster unboxings. Those are some of our favorite videos to do, but they don't get a lot of views. But the full brick did. Maybe it was the set, maybe it was because of full brick. Not sure, but that one has gotten a lot of views. The third was 5 house rules for Dungeons & Dragons taken from other RPG systems. The second, which I'm going to cover in a minute, was True Strike Dungeons & Dragons 5e Unlock the Hidden Potential. And our most viewed video this year was Dungeons & Dragons combat example, level 1 human rogue versus level 1 goblin. This is one me and CL did. We just kind of put it out there, and I guess people loved it. It was a lot of fun. She beat me numerous times, but that was the one that people liked the most. Now, in terms of the most likes received for a video, the number one video with the most likes was 5 changes to Savage Worlds Adventure Edition we don't like. Number 2 was Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen full booster brick unboxing. And then just, it was the number 2 viewed video, but the video I had with the most dislikes was the one on True Strike. The True Strike Dungeons & Dragons 5e Unlock the Hidden Potential. And the funny thing about this video is I saw a lot of arguing going on in a chat room on Reddit, and I said, hey, the spell's not that bad. Like, I use it sometimes, like, it's kind of situational, and I put out a video on there, and I guess it, of all the things to argue about, that was probably saw the most on this channel. So that was a lot of fun. A couple of other videos that were really fun to make that I'd like to recommend to people if you haven't already seen them is, the first one is how to build an RPG fantasy world. So we actually go through and make our own world in this one. You might want to speed it up a little. This was when I did a little bit less video editing. So you might want to jump ahead and kind of check it out. But that one's a whole lot of fun. Another, as I said, we love all the unboxings. So that is the kids' favorites, doing the unboxing. And I'm a little bit addicted to miniatures as well, so I enjoy them. But the one we had the most fun with is Icewind Dale. So check that one out. Just as a final note, I want to give a shout out to 2 channels that I watch a lot of as well. So one is Rivers RPG channel. And this is a guy that he does a lot of different stuff, kind of like we do, but I've seen some really nuanced things. I didn't even know that there was a supernatural RPG book or supernatural RPG core system out there. Would love to get my hands on that. He did a review on that. That was really fun. He also does a lot of miniature unboxings, and I enjoy that sort of thing. So check out his channel. And then a second one is Wally DM. His channel is exclusively puzzles. You can use it in Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, whatever system really. But he puts out different puzzles, and it's great as a GM just to even generate some ideas if you don't use it exactly. So one thing I mentioned at the beginning that I was going to run through is tabletop gaming outside of RPGs. So stuff we've played this year and kind of where it's gone in 2023. So we played a few of the miniature games. We started with the Star Wars Armada and then Star Wars Legion. Those were really fun. A little bit difficult to paint some of those figures as you have to kind of glue them together. I love the painting, hate the gluing. But those games have seen a lot of success in 2023. However, right when we got into all that, another one came out, Star Wars Shatterpoint, and did not have the time to jump on and invest in that game. Additionally, another one that I did demo on this channel that we had a whole lot of fun with was Blood Bowl. And for those of you that don't know, this is kind of fantasy football, only, like I said before, not fantasy football with Tom Brady's and that sort of thing, but fantasy football with dwarves and elves and so forth. And it's kind of modeled after UK Premier League football or soccer, which is kind of funny, but it's like kind of like a combination. It's made exclusively in the UK. Everything that you buy for Blood Bowl says made in the UK. And so with that, they had a setting that was released this year called Gutter Bowl. And Gutter Bowl is a minor league edition, which is really kind of cool. So kind of like your pub leagues and so forth. And then Blood Bowl, like the full Blood Bowl, is kind of reserved for the pros. And then you have Blood Bowl 7s, which is kind of like your minor leagues. But Blood Bowl, or Gutter Bowl, sorry, is supposed to be pub leagues. And that came out this year and have seen a lot of reviews, and it's been very popular in certain circles. Additionally, in 2023, board games saw a lot of success. And there's a lot of kind of crossovers, kind of like your Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, stuff like that. We've actually been playing some old school Pathfinder adventure card game. The kids really enjoy that, and I kind of work it into a learning exercise where instead of rolling a dice, they do math problems. Sorry for those that don't enjoy that, but there's been a whole lot of single-player RPGs that have gained popularity over this past year, or at least in some of the circles or some of the gaming stores that I go to. Additionally, a game I discovered this year that we've been playing a lot lately, and they have a Dungeons and Dragons IP that's really kind of cool as well, is Clank. And then they have Clank Acquisitions Inc. They have some different modules, and then they have a legacy version of the game. So we've been doing some of that stuff lately, and that has been a whole lot of fun. So just to kind of wrap things up here for the review, going into 2024, some things that we want to do. I know starting off the year, I have a couple of Savage Worlds videos I'd like to make. One is a module I made a long time ago. It was probably the most popular amongst my gaming group. And I'd like to kind of put that out there free for anybody who'd like it. So I'm going to do a video on that. It's called Thornwood Manor. Another video that I would like to do is kind of running through the Dungeons and Dragons settings that we enjoy playing. Now, we're playing less and less Dungeons and Dragons, but I still really enjoy the lore and would like to put out some more of those videos. Speaking of the lore, on the Pathfinder front, I would love to put out some Pathfinder lore videos, specifically maybe on Galarian. That would be something that a lot of you might be interested in who are Pathfinder fans. Even though we don't do a whole lot of the 2E specific videos, we do appreciate the IP very much and are playing Pathfinder Savage Worlds right now. As I stated previously, my favorite videos to make or kind of like do with the kids is the booster unboxing. And we do have Sand and Shores that we still have to do an unboxing of. We have numerous other boxes that we'd like to open, so look for more of that this year, especially if you're interested. Those are a lot of fun, and even though they get the fewest views, we love making them, so we're going to continue to do that. I mentioned earlier a game that I am kind of working on or consulting on. It's called Sigma. So it's not something I'm doing for money. It's more just for fun. They have offered a little bit, but it's, I work as an engineer. That is my full-time job. Don't have full-time to work on gaming. But the game is called Sigma. Specifically, I'm working on the math for the system. And I am also working on a private adventure to play with the kids. And the private adventure is called the Time Travel Chronicles Saving History. And so I'm using that system in a real-world setting where they're actually going back and making sure that the Great Pyramid gets built and saving Hammurabi's code, things like that, just to kind of teach them history as well as get some gaming in. So they're going back to historical moments, making sure those things happen, like the signing of the Declaration of Independence is another one that we've got worked in there. And we'll be playing that just to kind of teach them history and, get some gaming in as well. So I hope everybody had a great 2023, and I hope even more that everybody has a wonderful 2024. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. If you've got anything you'd like to see in the future, please comment below. We'd love to get some ideas and so forth, or other systems you'd like to suggest even. Some of those that I mentioned, like that Monty Python one in particular, would love to check out. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great year.